Anyway, so this Maasai war, the government was coming and catching all the boys, military, with weapons. Because of course the tribes didn't want them to take the sons in the tribe. And basically one day he was too late to leave in the morning and they took him. And they was just put in, you know, to a camp, a boarding school basically. And of course he did the whole school, and today he speaks, of course, he speaks French, English as well as, and today he is now the leader actually of this tribe. And what the interesting story is, as he says, I was taken away to something I had no clue about. But now when I've done that and I got this education, how can I bring some of that back, the best parts of it, so my tribe, his tribe, can learn and go further, but without losing their heritage. Because that's something I think we've also done a lot with the best intention in the world. You know, in Sweden, for example, I know we sent tractors down in the 80s to Africa, not thinking about, okay, but how are they going to run the tractors? Spare parts, you know. The road to hell is paved with good intention. So it's something that keeps me much more excited than running a company. But then if you can connect the two, what about if you can get all these people to be empowered to actually do things? What about all the people in the company get excited, they get feelings about it? Then you can do extraordinary things. Then you know, I think that retail environment we're going to have is going to be something extraordinary. Because I love to paint. I only have this company or built this company because I have an authority complex. I don't want a boss. I don't. If you tell me go left, I'm going to go right. It's just built into most entrepreneurs, I think. So if we could build a company that's never been built before, that can have the whole in the backbone to do good, at the same time being a really professional organization to work for, there is not many of them in the world. That would be so much more rewarding for me and exciting and proud than just having a company that makes a hell of a lot of money, and even if we give them away, whatever we do with it. So you could get this, spreading a positive message, spreading knowledge. I mean, when we do these ones and I speak and I have my strange thoughts on stage, and there's people out there who just sit and look, aren't we supposed to learn something about retail here? I do think that if you learn something about life also, you will also be better in your retail environment. No, everybody's not there, so you can't just say that everyone in the room is going to love it, but that's part of the risk. If you're going to be, where am I going to put myself? Do I go by the lowest denominator, or my role is to be the vision, to push it, to bring it, to push it forward, and then we see if we can get the group in that direction, or if we should change something. So a long answer to your question, but I want to create something that me, my daughters, my wife, family, people working there are really proud of. I hope we're doing that.
I hope so too. I'm sure you will.
And then we get fans, because in reality I want to be a rock star, but I didn't become one. I mean, come on. When I speak to management, and I standing on the stage, I will say, I mean, let's be honest. You don't need to be very good looking to be a rock star, and you have girls chasing you. How many of you businessmen here have girls chasing you? And don't tell me that you don't dream about it. And they laugh and they, you know, why should you be a boring businessman if you could be a cool businessman or a fun businessman or
a caring business.
Caring
business.
Yeah, whole caring business. Yeah, no, absolutely. Life is too short. And I have a problem to live today because I dream about tomorrow the whole time. So I'm having my little fight trying to be now, because life is here now. We know that, but to live that and smell it and everything right here, we lose that when we are 3 years old or something.
Do you have faith in the people that are here today, the people that are working with you, to bring this venture, to bring a venture like this particular venture, to actually bring it to fruition, to develop it? Do you think it will fade away, or do you have faith in the people that are in your company? You know, I think you do.
Absolutely, and if you see if you had seen these kickoffs, they are very good measurements, I think, of how this thing is coming forward. First of all, I have become more clear about the vision. When I stood up 4 years ago and I said, the future of retail for me, the way I see it is emotional, seamless. People looked at me like, mysterious. And actually, I didn't really know what I meant myself. That's a part of it. There is sometimes people criticize me that I tell about my ideas before we know if we can do it or not. And I criticize myself also and said, but it's a way of testing things. And lately I read actually an article about Steve Jobs in Apple, and I think it was an interview actually. And I think that made it clear for me I couldn't continue to do what I believe in, because you should follow your gut feeling. Because like he did 3 years before the iPod actually was even on the market, it was not even prototyped yet. He was saying, we're going to do the coolest phone, it's going to have these functions. What does he do with that? I never thought about that. He pushes his people to say, oh, we need to deliver that. Hoo-hoo. It's just pushing the boundaries. And that's what I'm trying to do too. And if you see and you feel the energy in the room with the people, this is not a normal group. I said, I don't want it to be a cult. That's not the idea. You know, you should be possible just because you think it's a good company to work for. You think you can learn a lot, so that's a part of your experience at that moment. You want to work in the one because it's a really good company to take the next level. If you've worked in the one, it's good on your resume. Fine. But I think every company in the world dreams about that you need to have brand ambassadors. And these brand ambassadors, whatever position they are in the company, for sure, they need to believe, they need to vibrate. In something at least, otherwise that feeling will not come out. If that feeling doesn't come out, for sure they can't be extraordinary leaders. It's impossible.
Thomas, you're one of the few people I can ask one question to in the entire interview.